My name is David Matheson, and I'm happy to announce that on December 2nd, I will be presenting a 90-minute, interactive, web-based course in conjunction with Ananda University, exploring the celestial foundations of the world's ancient myths, scriptures, and sacred stories. And this upcoming course will focus in particular on some of the figures and episodes found in the ancient scriptures of the Bible. Alvin Boyd Kuhn once said that the splendid ancient wisdom which was given to humanity all around the world suffered a tremendous catastrophe when, in the 3rd century, literalist Christianity, quote, operated to change myth and allegory over to factual history. He went on to say that, quote, as 3rd century ignorance converted mythical typology to objective history, the task is now to convert alleged objective history back to mythology, and then to interpret it as enlightened theology. The almost insuperable difficulty of the project will consist in demonstrating to an uncomprehending world, mistaught for centuries and now fixed in weird forms of fantastic belief, that the sacred scriptures of the world are 1,000 times more precious as myths than as alleged history. End quote. In fact, I have found overwhelming evidence that the myths and scriptures of the world can be shown to be built upon a common, worldwide system of celestial allegory in which the characters and events correspond directly to celestial figures, including the sun, moon, and visible planets, but most importantly, the stars and constellations, and their intricate cycles and motions. As Alvin Boyd Kuhn says in the quotation above, we have been mistaught for centuries to believe that the scriptures are speaking a literal language, when in fact they are speaking an allegorical language, a typological language, an esoteric language, and a celestial language. When we begin to understand how this language works, we begin to realize that the ancient myths and scriptures are using the heavenly cycles in order to teach us powerful truths about this apparently material body in which we find ourselves, about this apparently material universe through which we are journeying, and about vitally important concepts such as spiritual birth, the higher self, blessing versus cursing, and a host of other profound matters. The ancient myths and scriptures are like a precious inheritance given to all men and women, but we are much more likely to be able to understand what they are saying if we listen to them in the language that they are actually speaking. Like any language, you can't expect to learn to converse in it overnight or in a 90-minute webinar, but this course will present abundant evidence that the characters and episodes in the Bible are based upon the stars, that the Bible is speaking to us in esoteric and celestial allegory, and that the scriptures that we call the Bible are based on the very same system that forms the foundations of all the other myths, scriptures, and sacred stories around the world, because they are all very closely related. During the 90 minutes, I'll give a presentation complete with star charts and diagrams for about 50 minutes, followed by approximately 40 minutes for questions and dialogue. These 90-minute online courses offered by Ananda University are $20 each, US dollars, but if you visit my website at starmythworld.com, there is a coupon code for a 50% discount for this December course on the celestial mythology of the Bible. Those who sign up for the course will also have access to a video archive of this webinar a few weeks later. I very much hope that you'll be able to join me for this special event, and I encourage you to check your schedule and then sign up today. I have a feeling that your higher self will be glad that you did. I'll conclude this invitation with one further quotation from Alvin Boyd Kuhn, a quotation which I like very much. He says, "Bible stories are in no sense a record of what happened to a man or a people as historical occurrence, but they are a record under pictorial forms of that which is ever occurring as a reality of the present in all lives. They mean nothing as outward events, but they mean everything as picturizations of that which is our living experience at all times. The actors are not old kings, priests, and warriors. The one actor in every portrayal, in every scene, is the human soul. The Bible is the drama of our history here and now, and it is not apprehended in its full force and applicability until every reader discerns himself or herself to be the central figure in it. The Bible is about the mystery of human life, instead of relating to the incidents of a remote epoch in temporal history. It deals with the reality of the living present in the life of every soul on earth."